Hello, I'm Agent Grey Comedy, and I'm responsible for quite a lot of misinformation. Videos of stuff that didn't actually happen, like...
My next guest has been accused of stealing from the ethnic community, but I think that's wholly unjustified. Elvis, everybody.
Me and my birds run away from the cops. From the way we look, we know they're gonna stop us.
Well, that could mean anything.
'Cause we're black.
But it's not proper misinformation, it's just for fun. It's just like the hilarious joke lies that your girlfriend tells you, like we're not working, or I've not felt in love for years. Just hilarious nonsense. Not like the malevolent misinformation that is destroying society and we need to talk about. Quick note, you might be thinking, hang on, I subscribe to this channel to be fed dubbed videos of Mussolini being addicted to vinegar or whatever, not to be barked at by an AI Nicholas Hoult. Well, I've decided that the increasingly destructive nature of online misinformation is too important to ignore, and I just had to make a video essay on it. If you've spoken to your grandparents in the last year or three, you might have noticed them say something like, have you heard they've banned the word bad, now you have to say differently gooded. And you'll have said something like, have they, or can we save this until after the christening? And they'll have responded with this phrase, do your own research. They'll have said that because someone else said it to them, and it's what led them down this rabbit hole of bullshit. Bullshit. I said bull. Sometimes my voice is too British for its own good. It's like British squared. Telling an old person to do their own research is really powerful for a few reasons. Firstly, it sets them on a treasure hunt. They get to be a little investigator, finding out the truth like a sort of shitty QAnon Poirot. It also means when they do find a piece of information, it feels like an achievement, which is a lot for an old person whose biggest accomplishment of the day is normally having a non-racist thought or passing wind without following through. It also means that the information they do find feels like a secret. It's been deliberately suppressed, hidden away by the mainstream. Yes, Grandad, but just because something's non-mainstream and takes effort to find, that doesn't automatically mean it's of better quality. It's a bit like if rather than go to a supermarket, you climbed over a fence and walked down a bunch of alleyways, then ate out of a bin. You won't find this in Whole Foods, you quip as you chomp your way through used wet wipes and broken glass. I found my own food. It's not clear if you're winking or just, particularly sour bit of battery acid. So telling old people to do their own research means they get diverted away from more reliable news sources and they get a dopamine hit in the process, which is why they're so excited to tell you that the Muslim tooth fairy is an 8-legged paedophile that can see in the dark. Tackling the fact that old people are having their brains melted by the internet isn't easy. When your gran says the MSM are lying to you, you can't just say to her, no they're not, and please stop whispering that to my newborn child, because in reality, she's right. The mainstream media do have an agenda, and they do frame stories in a biased way. This has become more obvious to me than ever in how mainstream news sources are covering the war in the Middle East, where they say stuff like, is Palestinian child who had both arms blown off actually sad, or just anti-Semitic? It's funny, because for a long time I had a sort of implicit trust in the BBC. A few years ago, David Attenborough could have told me that geckos don't exist, they're just crocodiles that are far away, and I'd have been like, oh yeah, fair enough. To clarify, I don't think that BBC News is as untrustworthy as a Facebook page saying you can cure hangnails by rubbing carpet cleaner into your gums, but it's not really good enough, is it? I mean, what do you say to your gran? Stop watching that total bullshit and come and watch this partial bullshit. It's not a very convincing sentence. Well, there's one source I still kinda trust, and it's ironically the source we all used to make fun of for being untrustworthy, and it's this. The KKK. I'm kidding, it's Wikipedia. I think there's something about how cheap Wikipedia still looks and feels that makes me trust it. It's like nothing that's trying to con you puts that little effort into its appearance. It's like how Jordan Peterson wears a suit and uses big words, but actual scientists look like they've been dragged through a charity shop backwards and speak normally. Because they don't need to distract you from what they're actually saying and who they actually are. And Wikipedia feels like the sort of web version of that, really. And when you think about the people who moderate Wikipedia, they're pedantic nerds. These are people who got their first boner when they told someone that Frankenstein is the scientist and not the monster. I think they'd rather something be accurate than it make them $1 billion, and those are the people I want giving me my information. And I know it's not perfect, like most of the contributors are men, meaning the article on the menstrual cycle is just a picture of the moon and 3 question marks, but still. So yeah, Wikipedia is now the most trustworthy thing in the world. That's where we've ended up. Anyway, that was a very important essay and something I really felt the urge to do. Some issues are just too big to ignore, and I think that was really one of them.